Intro. What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to Cowboys News TV, your go-to channel for everything Dallas Cowboys. I'm Dave, and today, we're breaking down the 4 key takeaways from the Cowboys' preseason finale loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. It was a game full of highs, lows, and some make-or-break moments for several players. But before we dive into the analysis, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, and your support is vital. Help us reach our goal by subscribing today. Takeaway 1, Receiver Standouts. Let's kick things off with some positive news. 2 wide receivers who made the most of their final preseason action, Tyron Billy Johnson and Ryan Flournoy. Billy Johnson had 2 receptions for 33 yards, while Flournoy found the end zone on one of his 3 receptions. With a receiver room packed with talent, these 2 players made their case for a spot on the 53-man roster. Cowboys Nation, what do you think? Did Tyron Billy Johnson do enough to earn a spot? Or do you see someone else edging him out? Drop your thoughts in the comments and vote in our poll on which receivers you think should make the final cut. We want to hear your opinions. Takeaway 2, Defensive Struggles and Redemption. Now, let's talk about the Cowboys' defense, which had a tale of 2 halves in this game. The first half was rough, with the unit giving up 2 explosive plays that resulted in touchdowns for the Chargers. However, they bounced back in the second half, locking down the Chargers' offense and holding them to 0 points. Julius Woods even secured the lone turnover for the Cowboys' defense. This defense has the potential to be a major factor in every game this season. But, Cowboys Nation, do you think they can maintain this level of play consistently? Let us know in the comments below and vote in our poll about how confident you are in the defense heading into the regular season. Takeaway 3, Deuce Vaughn makes his case. Another player who impressed was running back Deuce Vaughn. In a crowded backfield, Vaughn made his mark with 53 yards on 9 carries, showcasing his field vision and agility. Even the Chargers broadcast team couldn't help but gush over his talent. Vaughn's performance has made it clear that he deserves a spot on the 53-man roster. So, what do you think, Cowboys fans? Should Deuce Vaughn be a lock for the roster? Could he become a key contributor this season? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to cast your vote in our community poll. Your voice matters. Takeaway 4, Trey Lance's struggles continue. Finally, we have to address Trey Lance's performance. After a promising showing last week, Lance took a step back, throwing 5 interceptions in this game. It's clear that there's still a lot for the former first-round pick to learn. The clock is ticking, and the Cowboys will need to decide how much more patience they can afford with Lance as they look to finalize their roster. Cowboys Nation, do you think Trey Lance still has a future with the Cowboys? Or is it time to consider other options? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and vote in our poll about whether Lance should remain on the roster. Darren Bland injury update. In other news, the Cowboys announced that All-Pro cornerback Darren Bland will miss 6 to 8 weeks due to a stress fracture in his foot. Bland, who had a record-breaking 9 interceptions last season, is set to undergo surgery. With Bland out and Trayvon Diggs still recovering from an ACL tear, the Cowboys will be relying heavily on rookies like Kalen Carson and newly acquired Andrew Booth. This is a significant blow to the Cowboys secondary, but they're fortunate to have depth at the position. Cowboys Nation, how do you feel about the team's cornerback situation heading into the regular season? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Who's in, who's out, 53-man roster projections. Now that the preseason is behind us, all eyes are on the final 53-man roster. There were some standout performances, as well as some disappointing ones, in the game against the Chargers. Let's take a look at 3 players who solidified their spots and 3 who may have fallen short. In Deuce Vaughn, RB. First up, Deuce Vaughn. As mentioned earlier, Vaughn's strong performance against the Chargers likely secured his spot on the roster. His combination of vision and agility makes him a valuable asset in the backfield. Out, John Stevens, Jr., TE. Unfortunately, it looks like tight end John Stevens, Jr. may be on his way out. After a promising start last preseason, Stevens hasn't been able to recapture that magic this year. His fumble in the Chargers game didn't help his case, especially with other tight ends like Jake Ferguson and Brevin Spanford stepping up. In Brevin Spanford, T.E. Speaking of Brevin Spanford, the undrafted rookie out of Minnesota has made a strong case for himself. At 6'7" and 270 pounds, Spanford is a different kind of tight end, one who can be a factor both in line and as a receiver. His solid showing against the Chargers should be enough to earn him a spot on the 53-man roster. Out, Cam Johnson, WR. Wide receiver Cam Johnson had an uphill battle to make the roster, and unfortunately, he didn't do enough to stand out. With a deep receiver room, including CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Jalen Tolbert, Johnson may find himself on the outside looking in. Ryan Flournoy, WR. On the other hand, Ryan Flournoy continued to impress. After scoring a touchdown against the Raiders, Flournoy followed it up with another strong performance against the Chargers. While it won't be easy for him to see the field with the depth at receiver, he's done enough to earn a spot on the roster. Out, Viliami Fehoko, DE. Lastly, we have defensive end Viliami Fehoko. The 2023 fourth-round pick has struggled to find his footing, and his performance against the Chargers didn't do him any favors. With other players ahead of him on the depth chart, Fehoko's time with the Cowboys may be coming to an end. Wrap up and call to action. As we wrap up, Cowboys Nation, I want to thank you for tuning in to Cowboys News TV. We're so close to reaching our goal of 11,000 subscribers, and your subscription means the world to us. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with all the latest Cowboys news, analysis, and updates as we head into the regular season. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative. We've got a lot more content coming your way, including player breakdowns, game previews, and all the latest news as the Cowboys finalize their roster. Thank you for watching, Cowboys Nation. Keep the conversation going in the comments, and let's gear up for another exciting season of Cowboys football. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and go Cowboys!